Hey guys, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a first impressions video for you on a new ColdSteel for 2020. This is the Airlite, and you can see this is the drop point version. It's also available in a Tanto. Let me get the box out of the way. There is the knife itself. You can see sort of a medium-sized folder for ColdSteel. I mean, it's a full-size folder. It's 8 inches, but it's definitely aiming to be a little bit smaller and more carryable, which is a welcome option from ColdSteel. And I think the story that Andrew Demko tells in a recent video is that he was inspired by modifying a broken skull a little bit to make something very easy to carry, and that kind of motivated him or inspired him to come up with something that could be very, very unnoticeable in pocket and yet still be a pretty effective tool. And I think this knife does strike an interesting balance, guys. The budget, the price point on this, I think, is around 60 bucks. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it's not a super expensive knife. It's Austen steel, very slim, very lightweight, sort of a middle ground. If you don't want to carry a Recon 1, this could be a really, really nice option. And of course, you don't have to pay quite as much for it as, say, a Recon 1 or an American Lawman or a Code 4 or something like that. All right. Although all those knives are great knives and offer great value, by the way, especially the Code 4, this may be a better option for some of you out there, and that's why I was interested in it. It just does seem like it strikes a really, really interesting balance. So quick rundown here on the knife and the materials. We have Austen steel from ColdSteel. Now, I don't know a lot about this, so I'll be learning along with you. I'm going to do my usual thing, carry this, use it, cut stuff, see how the edge holds up, do some research in the meantime, so we'll be able to say a little more about this steel and its performance when we get to the full review. It is, of course, a drop point with a flat grind, pretty high flat grind, but not crazy high. Not super thick blade steel, a little bit under 1/8 of an inch there. Feels fairly thin behind the edge, but not insane. Okay, so overall, seems to me that what they were going for with this blade and what they've managed to achieve, I would suggest, subject to testing, is a pretty nice balance. All right, this is not the slimmest, sliciest blade ever, but it's also not the some thick, heavy-duty thing that you can't cut with. Triad lock, which is something we're all pretty used to seeing at this point. Medium texture on the G10, and we actually recently, I had a commenter mention that it would be nice to see a Recon 1 done in this kind of texture, and I do think that would be awesome. G10 backspacer here as well. Typical ColdSteel clip option where this clip fits on this side of the knife. If you want to flip it over here, there's another clip that ships with it in the box that you'd have to use. But still, very ambidextrous knife, very lefty friendly if you're into that. And you would have to, the other thing you'd have to do is switch that thumb stud around. All right. In terms of size and weight, we have 8 1/8 inches overall, 3 7/16 on the 7/16 on the blade, so just under 3.5 inches, 4 3/4 closed. All right, so under 5 inches in that closed position. It does offer 3 7/8 inches of grip area, so lots and lots of room for your hand there. All right, and perhaps one of the most impressive numbers about this is the thickness dimension. So in this dimension right here, it's under 3/8 of an inch. So it's a little over, it's kind of, I'm not going to start measuring in 30 seconds, but it's about a 30-second under 3/8. Okay, so between 5/16 and 3/8, which is pretty nice. And I haven't had a chance to put it in pocket yet, but at 3.2 ounces and as slim as it is, this is a knife you can carry around with you and really, really not notice it. I can say that pretty confidently. If I have to modify my opinion, I will do so in my full review. All right, so what is my overall impression of this knife, my initial thoughts? Well, it looks like ColdSteel has done a really nice job of offering something that's moderately sized, moderately priced, that a lot of people who maybe don't want to go up to, that $100 price point, and want something a little better than what ColdSteel's offering for, I don't know, 30 bucks or something like that, can get a nice middle ground, useful folding knife that is going to be well suited to a lot of people's preferences. Now, my favorite ColdSteel up to this point is the 8010. This has knocked the Recon 1 out of its position. In terms of a regularly carried knife, the 4max is still has a special place in my heart as well. But this should give you a good idea of what we're dealing with here with the Airlite. Many of you I know who watch this channel are big fans of the AD10, but it is a little large. So having something like this in the repertoire that gives you something that's quite affordable, quite easy to carry, and very, very capable. All right, this is definitely a knife. As I say, this is still a first impression, but when you get this in hand, you definitely feel like it's substantial enough to do some fairly serious work, and that's something I really, really appreciate. So I'm sure I'll have more to say as time goes by and we get a little more experience with this. But as it stands right now, this is a pretty impressive little EDC knife from ColdSteel, and I'm looking forward to enjoying, getting to use it and carry it and spend some time with it so that I can talk more about it in a full review. In order to make sure you don't miss that, make sure you like and subscribe. Also, make sure that you go check out White Mountain Knives. Justin sent this over to me, and so quite happy to be able to have them. They do such a great job, and this channel would really struggle without White Mountain Knives, so please go and patronize them. Use my discount code SHARPSTUFF. You'll save yourself 10%, but also Justin will know that I sent you over there. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, we will talk to you soon.